man. Hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
He made it big time, Willie. Willie! Willie! He gone! Willie! How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to Jackson business! I done called the police because I'm doing a refund! A refund is due unto me! Don't feel. Hey, you guys! Dang, I'm still setting up. Hang on just a second. Mm, 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 mm. Let me play another song real quick. I'm not ready. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. I need to. I hope my stuff is on silent. On Do Not Disturb. Because I hear my son's phone ringing. And why are you calling Braxton at 9:41? He has school in the morning. Hey, everybody. This is none other than SWAC Thursday Live. Football season is coming. I'm so excited for tonight. We are extremely late. Hopefully, Mr. Ford can come on because I think they started back school, so he can't stay on long, y'all. And I had to make sure that Braxton went to sleep. Like, that is probably one of my top things. Braxton has to go to sleep because if not, he'll be up. So, you know. And if you guys want to know why I'm late, it's all Jay's fault. And also, if you want to know why do these things say that? Those cuss words and stuff. That's also Jay's fault. I don't know what he was thinking. I'm gonna see if I could change it. Cause that's ridiculous. Why is there so many mistakes? Okay, let me see if I can fix it. I know y'all came to be messy tonight, and I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I came to be messy too. I think the last time that we had a live was Saturday. Why is it that we had a live on Saturday and all hell broke loose by the time Tuesday rolls around? Like what's up with that? Tuesday all hell breaks loose. Come on, y'all. We can't even go 96 hours without some type of drama in the SWAC. Crazy. crazy. So, of course, the topics of this evening, we will talk about Mississippi Valley State's power move to the MEAC. Let me see. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still says the N word. That's not my fault. Okay, so Mississippi Valley State into the MEAC. BJ Washington and Kazarius Bowie are back on the roster. Of course, I've been hinting for a couple of weeks about this particular addition to Jackson State's roster. Um, of course, I'm of the ilk. I'll just wait for somebody to say like the actual name. I'm not gonna say it. I'll just drop hints. Um, the ends keeping our name in their mouth. That's Jay's topic. So hopefully he can come on and explain. Allegedly, AD Robinson to Texas Southern. That's another thing that I've been hinting at before they actually name names. And somebody was like, why won't you just say the name? Why would I say the name? Why would I need to say the name? The name came out the next day, and I'd been hitting at it since I think August 2nd. Why do I need to say the name? The name came out. Of course, Mr. 4th Street Committee T. So that's what we have on tonight's docket. And of course, yes, my birthday. Well, my birthday's on the 14th, which will be tomorrow or a couple of hours. I'm not going to do the cake because Braxton said he would be upset if we did the cake. We have a lot of Leo birthdays. Whitley's daughter had a birthday, so happy birthday to Whit's daughter. Tony Cook said that his sister's birthday was today and his son's birthday is tomorrow. So me and Tony Cook's son actually share a birthday. My birthday's on the 14th. Yeah. Thank you guys all for the birthday wishes. They're appreciated. Miss Mary says she started back school in Miami, so everybody's starting school. Oh, another Leo. Happy birthday, Antonio Pittman. Look at all the Leos in the chat. Ooh, a birthday after hour. I know that's right. Trent Walker. Dang, look at all these Leos. All the Leos. Everybody got a birthday today or this month. See? And then of course, Braxton and I, there's a couple of things. Um, so we're just now getting back from Missouri because my great grandmother and my son's great great grandmother turned 100. The last time I talked to you guys, um, they had United had lost my. Call me. I don't even know if you guys can hear me anymore. Hang on just a second. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, yeah. Um, why would he be calling me? Some has a 8:30 bedtime. Anyway, I lost my luggage. Well, I didn't lose it. United did. And so then we were stuck in Kansas City for a couple of days. Then I got my luggage, but I lost um my pinky toenail. I lost my pinky toenail. So rest in peace. I did not know Magic Johnson and Halle Berry's birthday was August 14th. Bayless had a birthday on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Maybe we do need to have a birthday after hour. We need to have a birthday after hour. We might have a birthday after hour tomorrow evening. So I could drink, like, have fun. Have a glass of wine, some Stella Rose or something. Um, so yes. Haven't seen Mr. Ford yet, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get on into it. We're gonna make our announcements. I think we should do that because I can't really, get comfortable like I want to on a Thursday. And I got to be up at 7, 7 o'clock to get Braxton to school on time. All right. Ooh, there's so much tea. I don't know where to start. Let me see what I bookmarked. There's a lot going on. All right. Maybe we should take a poll. I'm going to do a poll. So the first poll that we're going to do is Mississippi Valley State University has joined the MEAC. Yes, they have joined the MEAC. And you guys are probably wondering, like, in what capacity would Valley join the MEAC? And that answer is in flag football. Yes, flag football. Oh, goodness. Flag football. So we're going to ask, is it a good idea, a bad idea? Oops. So I'm being messy. Okay. Good idea, bad idea. WTF were they thinking, or they're going to destroy the program? So this is for only one sport, which, the SWAC has not made flag football a official sport. So it could be that they've decided to do this program and the SWAC doesn't have any members outside of, I believe, Alabama State that actually have a flag football team. Wait, doesn't Alabama A&M have one? I know Alabama State has one for sure. Oh, Bonnie, you're in North Carolina? What part of North Carolina are you in? Who got a pink slip? All right. All right. So if you think it's a good idea, type 1 in the chat. If you think it's a bad idea, type 2 in the chat. If you think, what the WTF were they thinking? Type a 3 in the chat. And if you think that the AD is going to destroy the program, making decisions like that, type 4 in the chat. Very, very odd to me, because simply because you have a lot of sports that the MEAC does not have, and they have all of their members in all these different conferences. So it's kind of weird for me. All right, so welcome new associate members, women's flag football. I'm going to move this stuff out the way so you can see the announcement. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference welcomes new associate members for women's flags football, Mississippi Valley and State University and Gardner-Webb University. Now, Gardner-Webb, I definitely can understand why they did that. Gardner-Webb is close to the footprint of the MEAC in terms of like South Carolina State, North Carolina Central. Yeah. I believe Gardner-Webb is close to those institutions. Now, this is my only thing, which, you know, there might be some compensation that's being given for joining. Maybe there's some type of compensation that's being given. Me personally, I'm thinking with my head, like, you are getting ready to join a conference that is very far from your footprint. Not only is it far from your footprint, it's a non revenue generating sport. Like flag football is not a sport that brings in revenue. Ooh, Bayless said the flag football team might win a championship before the real football team. Bayless. Junior bachelor party teas. What in the world are y'all in here talking about? Hey, me personally, I would be trying to invest into the sports that you already have, as well as reinvesting into the football program because allegedly, y'all type alleged in the chat, allegedly, there was some money that was being uh, moved from athletics to support the band. And that's how the band was able to get so big. So, that's not something that I would think they would do is go to the MEAC. Now, maybe the MEAC is providing travel compensation, but the football team has to get on buses to travel. So I would imagine the flag football team would be no different. The Valley has to travel via bus. I want to say they went via bus to FAMU. They went to the bus on the bus, a couple of different places. And um, so I would imagine that particular travel via bus would be absolutely brutal. So I'm sure that they're going to have more information to come out as time goes. I do know that Alabama State has a women's football team. So it was interesting to see, like, maybe this is one of those situations where it's temporary. But I'll go ahead and read the press release. The MEAC announced Thursday the addition of Mississippi Valley State University and Gardner-Webb University as associate members in women's flag football, bringing the conference total member in the sport to 6. Both institutions will compete during the 2026-2027 academic year, joining 4 full members: Delaware State, Maryland Eastern Shore, Norfolk State, and North Carolina Central. Not Maryland Eastern Shore shoring up a women's flag football team before men's. We are excited to welcome Mississippi Valley State and Gardner-Webb to the MEAC as associate members in women's flag football. Their addition strengthens our presence in this emerging sport and reflects our continued commitment to expanding its championship opportunities for women. We look forward to establishing a competitive and collaborative flag football environment as the sport continues to take shape at the collegiate level. It says women's flags football is an NCAA emerging sport and is positioned to pursue NCAA championship status with the potential to host its inaugural championship as early as spring 2028. The sport is also set to make an Olympic debut at the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. Okay. Championship formats and additional operational details will be announced at a later date. And the head women's flag football coach for Maryland Eastern Shore was announced 3 days ago. So, yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Israel, you approve? Hey, y'all. The same number of teams as the MEAC. Lord have mercy. Hey, friend. Goodness gracious. I'm not going to lie. This chat is popping. You guys are going off in the chat. So I'm guessing that when we start talking about the real topics, y'all are going to go ham. Y'all, please, y'all call, y'all, Lord have mercy. I just know it's going to be miss. Miss, 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 miss. All right. Next topic, y'all. Next topic, y'all. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, there's Mr. Ford. He late. Drop the like. Drop the like. If you enjoy Mr. Ford's commentary, hit the like button. Thank you, nephew. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, baby, you all right? And happy
Yes.
birthday.
Thank
Happy birthday.
you.
Yes, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Miss Whitley. Hey, Lady T. Is Brandy on here?
Everybody's here, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Brandy. Is Dr. Kanisha coming to the SWAC MEAC challenge to the game in Atlanta?
Yes, she sent me a video to show you and said make sure that you're in attendance
Yeah, I'll be there.
to the
Not,
show
not,
the showtime. There's a performance and she said make sure you're there. I'm gonna
oh,
pull it up. It's on
okay,
Instagram. I'm gonna have
okay,
it for you for Saturday because I have to
okay,
download the information.
okay, okay. Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody else. Jarette Hawkins says, why does Dr. Ford only speak to the ladies?
Because they speak to me.
Oh, okay, Mr. Ford. So we're
Uh,
gonna crush these topics because we only have a little bit of time. You're back
okay,
in school. Braxton's
yeah,
back in school.
yeah,
You
we back in
know,
school.
we want to make sure. So the first topic that we're gonna talk about is none other than Mississippi Valley State University is joining the MEAC in
Mhm.
flag football.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, if they like it, I love it. Um, I'm just thinking about the travel.
Oh, so you thinking about the travel for Valley, but you don't be thinking about the travel when you want the SWAC and MEAC to merge.
No, I've always told you it would be in regions. You would have the regions in if you merge the SWAC and the MEAC. Remember, we'd have it would be what, four divisions, five teams. You might know I told you you'd break it down. You'd have Delaware, DC, Virginia. That would be an area. Then it'd be the North Carolina schools, South Carolina. Yeah, we break it down into regions or
Okay.
divisions.
Well, right now it's not broken up. Right now it's MEAC institutions, and it'll be in the Mississippi.
Oh
We
yeah,
sh-
baby.
we shall see how it will go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
too am interested in the take to do that. I know that they did say that it's an emerging sport for women. I thought maybe it would have been an early venture for Valley.
Mhm.
They have programs that they could already invest money into. So if you have extra money to create a whole new sport, why not invest that money into the programs you already have?
Oh yeah.
Not,
Mhm.
especially with Valley and stretching yourself thin, you know? That's what
Mhm.
I was thinking. Okay, next up, Mr. Ford. I've been hinting at it for a couple of weeks, and now we finally got the
Mhm.
names, which is, of course, BJ Washington and Kazarius Bowie. They're back
Right.
on the roster.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
There's allegedly possibly some more. We'll just wait to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Now, allegedly, the linebacker Reed Pullum might be coming back, right?
Is this you saying allegedly? Because I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm not naming nobody's names until they're
Oh,
named. I just say allegedly I heard possibly somebody's coming back. I never say names though, Mr.
oh,
Ford.
oh, okay. I just, that would be a big get if y'all could get him back.
If we can get him back, that'll be a big
Oh
get.
man, yes, it would.
Boy.
Remember that defense, man. Yeah,
That'll be a big get, huh?
yeah. That BJ Washington's gonna be nice too. To get him back like that, BJ was. Now I don't know too much about that Bowie kid. I've been trying to look. I don't know too much about him.
Ball hawk beast
Yeah.
definitely need the shoring up of, that was one of the
Now
biggest.
BJ was number 9. Was he number
Yes,
9?
yes.
Yeah, I like
But
him.
that was one of the biggest talking points for
Mhm.
people, which was, oh, you don't have a defense anymore. All your people left. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the biggest things that they talked about. And so the fact that we have the possibility to get, 4 or 5 defensive key pieces back on the team,
Oh yeah.
um, it's amazing. And on top of that, I don't know if you've noticed, but Jackson State, in terms of social media, has really went dark. They've really decided to like lock in. They're not doing too much in terms of video and
Hmm.
pictures. Like all that stopped. They're like, we're not doing none of that. We're locking in.
Right.
And so that's what it's been. Like they've locked in. They not playing.
Oh yeah.
I did want to um bring up the topic of the hour though, of course.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Um so I have a picture to show you and you tell me what do you think about it. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let me pull it up for you, Mr. Ford.
Okay.
And y'all in the chat, if you like the picture, drop a tiger in the chat. If you don't like the picture, then drop a thumbs down in the chat. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. There you go, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah. I
If you
heard it.
like it, drop a tiger in the chat. If you don't like it, thumbs down.
Yeah, it's really a shocker for me. It really is. I heard it.
I don't see enough thumbs down. I see laughing and stuff. Where's
I
the thumbs down at?
I picked up my phone with it today at school, and I saw Kyle T. Mosley. And usually when I see him, I try to see, to get the first 2 minutes of what he's talking about, so I can. When I come home, I'll decide if I want to hear it.
Right.
And when I heard what his topic was, I was like, "That's the second one in 2 days." The other one was my wife asked me. She said, "What do you think about the Lakers being sold?" And I was like, "The Lakers have been sold?" She said, "You didn't know it?" I said, "No." And then I see this today, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is a shocker for me. This is a shocker." Um, mm.
I
It's
don't
just,
know. I'm gonna play this video, but Texas Southern isn't big time to me.
It made it big time, Willie! 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 He gone! Willie!
Texas Southern is not making it big time. If we're just keeping it a buck, Mr. Ford.
well, I'm gonna say it like this. One thing I've always said about him, about Boy Wonder, whatever he touched turns to gold. Now, this guy is really good. If anybody can bring Texas Southern football up to the standard of SWAC championship, he can do it. Cause he'll go out and get the right people.
So the problem with that is that the they aren't even okay. So I'm not trying to down Texas Southern in any way, form, or fashion. But if we're keeping it a buck, they're even showing you in this process that they are going to basically hog tie whoever that AD is, which is, of course, they are recommending a basketball coach and an AD. Why would you, as a president, be recommending a basketball coach if you're trying to hire an AD? There's been an interim basketball coach who's been fielding or has his talent already on campus. You're not even allowing for AD Robinson if it was him. You're not going to allow him to bring in his own basketball coach of choice. You're already basically saying, well, I'm going to hire this AD and I want to hire this AD and this basketball coach. You already doing it down bad, right?
Yeah, because he's got to get his own people. Yeah, and which he
So
will.
you already crippling him by trying to get a head coach that he did not choose pushed through at the same time that you're trying to give him a job. You already done messed up the process to begin with. Like, it's already tainted, it's already bad. Then on top of that, we all know how they did Fred McNair. Fred McNair had a letter of memorandum, or no, a letter of understanding, a memorandum of
Mhm.
understanding that he was going to be hired as Texas Southern's head football coach, so much so that he gave notice to Alcorn State, all for the board to turn around and say, no, we're not going to hire you. Like, they stuff is messy.
Oh yes, I mean, I told you, I listened to a report that was done by Cal T. Mosley, and like you said, they real messy. It's real
Who's
messy out there, Texas
they
Southern.
was being messy, wasn't they, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, it's real messy.
And then,
It's
like,
it's
all
a
the stuff that
board.
they were alleging, it was like, who are you getting this information from? They were alleging that Jackson State asked for an audit, which, if they did ask for an audit, if you're under a new president, you're going to ask from audits from several different departments. You're the new president. You want to see what's what. No one is above getting an audit. But Kyle T. Mosley and I think it was Terrence was
Yeah.
alleging that part of his move was that there was some type of audit that was asked. And also, allegedly, there could be, now this is not from Kyle T. Mosley, but allegedly that there was budget cuts possibly somewhere. So here's the deal: when people say something is a done deal, these people can't say it's a done deal. They said that Fred McNair was a done deal. And if it is a done deal, why is it taking the board so long to make this announcement? Why would you wait 2 weeks to make the announcement? Mr. Ford, can't they do that over a Zoom call?
Yeah, yeah, but like you said, we're dealing with Texas Southern here now.
Why
This
would
is
you wait
Texas
until the
Southern.
28th?
Hey, consider the source. Consider who you're dealing with.
Texas Southern is so, and I'm not talking about Texas Southern as in the school. I'm talking about the way the board hijacked the AD's search and said, no, you're going to hire this person. What do you think about that? You remember the whole football coaching debacle. Do you
Yeah.
think that the coach, because they wanted the coach and they got the coach that they wanted, what do you think? What do you grade him so far in his last 2 years?
C. I give him a C.
Okay.
Yeah, I give him a C.
My issue with the Texas Southern, of course, is just, I don't like their hiring process or the fact that, um, you know, Texas Southern has shown you that they'll say one thing, meaning the president will say one thing, and then the board will have something completely different on their mind. And they will allow a person to think that they have a job, and then they'll hit them with the rope a dope. Like, no, we're gonna go elsewhere. You're gonna literally mess up someone's livelihood, because that's definitely what happened. Fred McNair's whole livelihood was uprooted. He thought he was gonna go to Texas. He gave Alcorn State, and he ended up in Baton Rouge. Like, that's way too much playing for me. So, I will say this: if we look at the time frame that Ashley Robinson was at Jackson State, we can definitely say that there's a lot of things to be proud of in terms of SWAC championships, in terms of some of the hires. Now, some of the hires that he did where it yielded great results. Why is you summoning Brother Brooks? Why are you summoning Brother Brooks? You being messy.
Ugh.
Oh,
I'm
you're
like
being
Lady T. So is he officially gone, or what's going on here now? What
we
we
ain't
doing?
gonna know nothing till the 28th. Unless,
Oh, okay.
like, or, I don't know. Will Jackson State pull the trigger and say, hey, you need to make an announcement now that it's came out and it's causing more unneeded dialogue? Do you think they'll say something?
Well, this is major here now. I mean, to me, this guy's one of the best, if not the best, AD in HBCU sports, and one of the best in FCS. So this is major now.
But is this something that you can dig a hole out of? A board, like, if you're mad about, or if the rumors are true that they were asking about the budget and they were trying to figure out what was what. If you're mad about that, I don't know what you're gonna do when you get over at Texas Southern, because Texas Southern, they nitpick with everything. They don't even allow you to choose who you want to bring in. Hey, Brother Jerome.
Hey, D, I love Mr. Ford. Timon, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
All is well, man. When do y'all go back to school?
We in school. We're on us
Okay.
tomorrow be 2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah, tomorrow be 2 weeks.
good deal. I heard I was
Braxton just
coming.
started school today. Well, he started on Tuesday, but we were at his grandma's birthday party, so he started school today.
All right. I heard I was coming.
So
What
they were
y'all even talking about?
screaming your name in the chat. Dang, Whitley, Bro Brooks. Where Brother Brooks at?
Yeah, bro, Brooks, brother.
What do y'all want Brother Brooks to speak on? Over there asking for him. It's Bro Brooks, Bro Brooks.
What they talking about the Tennessee State game?
No,
No, actually.
no, man.
Oh, Whit said she wanted to know what you're throwing on the grill for
So
the Tennessee State game.
You
Will
know,
Tennessee take game?
since the game has been moved to Nashville, I heard, Vanderbilt's kind of strict about some of that stuff as far as tailgating. So I need to find out some more details. Have y'all heard anything?
Mm. I know that they have to shut the tailgate down a couple hours before the game instead of 30 minutes like they do in the SEC.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So actually they wanted you to speak on the alleged move or possible hiring of Jackson State AD Ashley Robinson, VP of Athletics, to Texas Southern.
Well, if he does in fact want to move, I can say, with him being at Jackson State almost 10 years, that's definitely a good ride for an AD. We don't really see that a lot anymore. But we can unequivocally say between him and the guy Earl at A&T, they probably have the most recent successful runs. I would put Ashley above Earl simply because Jackson State's athletics have been, I think, a bit more balanced as far as success. You look at what Coach Tamika Reed was able to do. We had some success with the men's basketball program, et cetera, volleyball, soccer, football. So I think, if he decides to leave, it's been a good run. He served the university well. And when you look at the SWAC Commissioners Cup and some of the championships that we won and just the visibility, this has probably been one of the more highlighted eras in Jackson State athletics in quite some time. Probably going back to maybe the 80s, not just with respect to W.C. Gordon, but I think there was a basketball coach at JSU by the name of Mr. Ford. Help me out. Was it Stringfellow or I forget? I think it was a women's basketball coach.
Was it Coverson?
No, in the 80s, there was a basketball coach, and we had a dominant men's and women's team. But
you're not talking about Stoglin, are you?
I think it was Stoglin. Yeah,
Andy Stoglin.
Mm-hmm. So even going back to that era, this has been one of the more decorated JSU athletic eras in quite some time. And looking at, I guess he's got family in Houston, and that'll give him an opportunity to be closer to his family. But I am hopeful that. I feel like I sound like Obama for some reason. I feel like it would be advantageous for the university to be proactive. If he is seriously looking to transition and really bring in someone who, number one, has business acumen, someone who can really negotiate contracts to where if it's an out of conference game or a classic or an FBS opponent, et cetera, Jackson State is going to be compensated with respect to our worth. I hope that the next person is able to garner respectable corporate contracts, really take advantage of JSU's brand when it, with respect to marketing, et cetera. So I don't know if that individual is on campus. So I think it would warrant for a legitimate national search. How about you,
Gordon Covington and Sadie McGee was a good era at JSU.
Oh, yeah. And that may have been the same era with Coach Brady, Coach Brady.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, okay. It was.
So, Mr. Ford, what do you think about what Jerome said?
I agree with him totally. I'm just kind of shocked about the whole thing. I go back to what you said earlier. Every day is something new. It's like the SWAC is some news every day. It's almost like a soap opera.
It is.
Because
You
I'm
know,
shocked about this, man. I thought he was a lifer. I thought that, you know, he would be there forever. I don't know. I guess I'm silly. But and then Texas Southern. I,
Y'all drop some names in the chat.
yeah.
I don't know. Speaking to AD Golf, and when I spoke to him during SWAC Media Day, and he was talking about all of his experience, I don't know. It just I wouldn't mind finding someone like AD Golf, but the only thing is I didn't want to see like a reduction in sports. You know what I'm saying? But I do
Yeah.
like AD Golf the way he was talking about his vision for athletics and all the various places that he'd worked, which he'd worked at several PWIs. Just as long as they're understanding the mission and they're understanding um, the culture. Or if they don't understand the culture, they at least respect it, right? Because HBCU culture is different. And then Jackson State is different in that sense of the trajectory. So basically, um, whoever that AD may be, highlighting that we don't have to take money games and get our ass beat by Ohio State to pay the bills at Jackson State
Right.
because you have that fan
right.
base. You are able to have money games every Saturday at Jackson State University if you want to. Um,
But let me say this. Because you have to understand, FAMU was getting ready to build to rekindle that dynasty. And
huh?
because of the foolishness that they had in that AD job, it killed that program. Now they're trying to come back now. And what I'm saying is Jackson State has to be very careful with whoever follows Ashley. If Ashley is actually going to Texas Southern, they got to take this serious. Like
Right.
Bud Brooks said, it needs to be someone. And what you need to do is do a national search because you got to understand, you know where you were. You remember now, you had Harold Jackson, you had Tony Hughes, you had my man, the big dude from Camden, Jersey. What was his name? John Hendricks. Was it John Hendricks?
Yeah.
Who was after Tony Hughes?
It was Hendricks.
Hendricks. Okay, all that stuff failed. But you bring Ashley in, and then Ashley, you know, brings in TC, and he brings the program back. So I'm just saying to the Jackson State family, be very, very careful with this process. If, in fact, Ashley is leaving to go to Texas Southern, you got to pick the right person. Because, baby, let me tell you something. One bad apple will spoil the whole bunch.
We
Yeah.
can't do it. We can't
I'm
do
just
it.
saying, you get the wrong person in that AD job, baby,
Yeah.
and they will destroy that athletic program. I've seen it on the high school level. I've seen it on the college level.
Whose programs have been destroyed by bad ADs from
Oh
from
Lord,
the college level?
it's so many.
I mean, we had.
Can
I
you
mean,
name
we
some
had.
of them?
I
It's
won't name no names at Jackson State, but we had a couple of ADs that pretty much destroyed.
you had that guy that brought in James Bale. What was his name?
I think that was Culberson.
He was
Culberson.
awful.
I
We
won't name
ain't
any
getting
names though.
nobody internally. We need somebody with some outside experience.
And you know what? I don't know if you guys covered this, Simona and Mr. Ford.
Oh,
I
that's right.
noticed.
Y'all had that lady that Dr. Myers brought in. What's that
Yeah,
lady? She
her
was
too.
awful.
Yeah, her name
Vivian,
was
what was her name?
Vivian
Vivian. Oh, she
Fuller.
was awful.
Yeah. So
She
here's
was
the
awful.
thing. You know, I remember recently, I don't know if you guys covered this, but I saw A&T, they selected their new AD,
Yeah.
and she seems to be very solid. And it seems like the new chancellor at A&T took his time to be intentional about bringing someone with her caliber at A&T. And that's what JSU alums would prefer to have if there is a search. Just someone that's reputable, someone that has outside experience. And when we say outside, me personally, I would love to have someone that may have some PWI experience, maybe even some professional sports league experience. Maybe they interned for the Chicago Bears or just something outside. Like, could we not be uh, can it not be something that looks like it's in a bubble and you have zero knowledge or experience outside of Jackson State or the Deep South or the SWAC? Like, can we get and they're playing? Here's the thing: it's not a hard sell. We are Jackson State, right? We got the biggest brand among HBCUs in America. So, with if Ashley decides to leave, I'm pretty confident there are some amazing qualified men and women out here who would love to have that position. But we need people who are into nepotism. We need you to step aside
Yeah,
because
we don't need
your
that.
your ideology is going to help destroy the
Yeah.
athletic department.
So
I
the
need to say
only
that again.
thing,
Wait,
the
wait.
only
I need to say that again. If
okay,
you are of the nepotism circle and you want to
Inbreeding.
have,
Yes,
yes, if
inbreeding.
you want to have your buddy elevated or brought into that position, knowing that they don't have any negotiating skills at the table, that you wouldn't trust them in a boardroom. They have no experience with APR. There's a lot of different barriers. If you know you're that type of person, this is the season where we need you to be quiet and trust the process.
do not destroy Jackson State's program and our legacy because you got want to get a pay raise and you think, let me be the AD.
Right.
If you know that you're not. And that's the thing. Like, I think that this is a very, very tricky situation because you'll have ADs who have this vision, and that's not the vision of Jackson State. You have this ADs because, the ADs are responsible for the schedule for football. Football is basically the backbone of our athletics department. You
All athletes, that's
literally
the money maker. All
No,
of
it's
them.
it's not the moneymaker for everybody. A lot of people they have student fees and they also have their stuff is subsidized. Not everybody's making money with the when I say it's like 90% of our budget is Jackson State football revenue, that's literally what it is. We don't get certain amount of uh subsidies from the we don't get those subsidies.
The football is the
Um
bell cow. The football team is the bell cow. If that football team is not winning, then you're going to have other programs going to get cut. That
Right,
football
but I
carries
would think
everybody.
that like the thing that I could say about AD Robinson is that he made it work with whatever it is that he made it work with. Meaning, we've already spoke about money games and how we don't need to play them. We can use our fan base to make that money up on Saturdays at a home game. We talked about the schedule and scheduling for the benefit of Jackson State. We also talked about acknowledging how important HBCU culture is in that. If you get an AD in there that does not understand and does not value HBCU culture, does not value HBCU football matchups, they're going to go in a new direction because they're the AD and they're going to say, hey, we're going to play this game and we're going to play that game. Like, don't reinvent the wheel, is what I'm saying. And then, of course, you have compliance, APR. There's so many different uh, variables that, you know, when you talk about moving on to a different AD, these are things that we have to look at. Because they said
Yeah.
FAMU's AD didn't show up for SWAC Media Day, gave away $650,000 when they could have gotten that money for a game. And they recently parted ways with the radio station, so they're no longer going to be covering the games on the radio, Mr. Ford.
Well, I can tell you this: at least 200 people will apply. If in fact Ashley leaves the job and goes to Texas Southern, I can tell you right now, 200 to 300 people are going to apply for that uh, Jackson State job. At least 200, and probably more than that, because that is a major job.
Hey,
He's
Timona,
and he's
can you check
made
the
that a
inbox?
major. Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Paul. I was just asking Timona to
I
check
was,
her inbox.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying that you're gonna have people from all over the country gonna be applying for that job. To be AD at Jackson State. Jackson State is the hottest athletic program in America as far as HBCUs. And then listen, you're the top FCS football team as far as attendance. You got a presence on social media that's out this world. You up there with people like Alabama, LSU, uh, Ohio State, Penn State, that kind of stuff. So
Jerome, send it to my Twitter.
yeah, it's a lot of people gonna apply for that job. But the thing is, you got to pick the right one. Because I'm just telling you, I've been watching black college football since the '60s. You get the wrong person at AD, they will destroy everything. I'm just telling you.
Mm.
They'll do it. I've seen it too many times. I mean, I've seen them destroy dynasties.
Yeah, because we need fundraising ability, media, sponsorships. You're gonna have to send it to my Twitter, Jerome, because I'm on my phone. Um, you're
If I
so
do,
that's the.
it's going to kick me up
Oh, okay.
because I clicked the link from the
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Twitter.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hang on. I'm gonna check it. Um. Yeah.
I
But
told
to
you the
respond to
story.
Mr. Ford,
I'm gonna. Did I tell you the story about one of my coworkers and her mother? About Jack. Jackson. There was a Jackson State story, and I asked her one day. I said, "Have you talked to your mother?" And she said, "Yeah, I talked to my mother." I said, "How's she doing?" She said she was waiting on Jack. This is when Jackson State was playing in the spring, and that lady was in her 80s, and she told her daughter, "I'm waiting to see Dion and Jackson State play." And I knew at that time your program was the top program in the nation as far as media. You got an 80-year-old woman that really don't know nothing about sports want to see your program?
oh yeah, and I don't know if you remember Mr. Ford when Coach Tamika Reed, we went to the first round of the NCAA tournament, and she played LSU,
Yeah, I know.
and
You should have won that game.
absolutely, and the
You should
viewership
have won it.
for that game, in addition to like the banter on social media, the amount of people like on Twitter and Facebook that were following the game from other
Yeah,
bigger schools that were rooting for Jackson State. It's just so amazing. Not just Deion Sanders, but some of the older coaches at Jackson State that really put a spotlight on the JSU athletic program.
oh yeah,
It would, yeah, it would behoove us to, of course, advocate for someone who can come into that position and elevate it, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
there are, I feel like, to your point, JSU athletics definitely in a class of its own, but there's
yeah.
also a lot of areas of opportunity to enhance what we already have, from
Right.
marketing to
Oh yeah,
visibility.
that you can get better.
Absolutely, and we to Simona's point, uh, we don't need to schedule a Power Four program or whatever, but there are some cities that would love to have Jackson State come and maybe play in HBCU. And if that's the case, we just want to make sure that the new AD, if we have one, is able to come to the table with his team and effectively negotiate that contract to where we walk away with nothing less than $1 million.
Yeah. And I've told you over and over, I want Jackson State to play in Chicago. I just think it's a natural for Jackson State to play in Chicago.
And you got the
Well, I got some. I got some names.
let's go.
it up. All right, so I'm going to share this one first, and then we're going to go through a list of names. Sorry. We here at VI Love, while we would love for AD Robinson to stay,
Oh yeah.
um, we cannot sit and wallow and in worry and in pain and suffering.
That's right, because we are
Um,
productive people. We are proactive people at Jackson State.
Oh yeah.
yes, we are. Yes,
Oh
we are.
yeah.
It's why Jackson State was able to bounce back so quickly post prime and walked away with the Celebration Bowl um, in less than 2 years. All right, so let's meet University of Houston Athletics Executive Senior Associate Athletics Director Alvin Frank. Let's talk about Alvin Frank.
So this brother, he seems to be very impressive. His resume, I believe he's only 32 or 33, and he is a JSU alum. And for him to have assumed that position so quickly in his young professional career is very impressive. And just from what folks in Houston have to say about him, as far as his level of productivity at University of Houston, it's very, very impressive. So I would definitely want him on that short list.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Alvin Frank. Let's learn about him. I'm going to read his resume for you guys. He was promoted to the senior associates athletics director for developmental and chief revenue officer in September of 2025. In his new role, he will oversee all revenue generation initiatives, including the Cougar Pride office, ticket office, and sports property teams. Franklin is a rapidly rising professional within college athletics, joined the University of Houston as its Senior Associate Athletics Director for Development, Executive Director of Development in August of 2023 before his promotion in 2025. He oversees day-to-day operations and provides administrative supervision of Cougar Pride, Houston Athletics fundraising arm. He implements and manages Houston's major gifts and premium seat programs, focusing on large contributions. Franklin made the jump from Houston from Starkville, Mississippi, where he served as Associate Athletics Director of Development and Team Lead at Mississippi State for 2 years. In his role, Franklin led the Bulldogs' major gift fundraising team, where he was responsible for closing major and principal gifts, while also setting the overall major gift strategy for the Bulldog Club. Franklin also served on the newly formed MSU Athletics Leadership Council and was a member of the University Foundation Team, Foundation Team Leadership Group.
Isn't that
Prior to
impressive?
his time,
I was saying, isn't that impressive, especially with the fundraising aspect?
Yeah, I haven't even got to the best part yet. I haven't even got to it yet. Prior to his time in Starkville, Franklin served 2 years as the Director of Athletic Development for Major Gifts at Purdue, where he led fundraising efforts for the Southeast region of the United States. He was also influential in the completion of the More Than a Game campaign and growing the major gift pipeline. An alumnus of Jackson State University in 2015, Franklin starred on the baseball team while earning his degree in economics. He then earned 2 master's degrees, one from Mississippi State in sports administration and then from Purdue in higher education. Okay. We cooking with some grease here, y'all. We
And the
cooking
side of
with some
potato
grease.
salad.
Huh?
I said, and the side of potato salad or baked mac and
Yeah.
cheese, because
Yes.
everything you just mentioned is what
What we
JSU
need.
loves. Absolutely. What you think, Mr. Ford?
Oh, that sounds very impressive, man.
Mr. Ford, he's a Jackson State alum.
Yeah,
Sign me
sir,
up.
that sounds
Get him
very
on the
impressive.
phone.
Well, but one thing about an athletic program, and my mother used to say this a lot, it starts with the president. And your president is it Dr. Is it Brinkley? What's her name? What's your president's name at JSU?
Dr. John Gregory.
Gregory, Dr. Greg. Dr. Gregory is going to be the key person because basically she's got to sign off on whoever gets that job. She's going to be the main person. And so, I mean, we can pull up all these candidates, but we got to see where she's coming from. What's on her mind? What's her short
That should
term?
be the fundraising of the programs is what should be on her mind, right?
Well,
Who's
let's hope
fundraising
so. Let's hope so now. Let's hope so. But she's got to be
and
as
continuing the legacy because he fits everything, he fits everything, meaning he fits the bill in terms of the fundraising, the gift, the fact that
right.
he went to a PWI, he went to Purdue, he went to he got a master's, was it Mississippi State?
Yeah. You said Mississippi
Yeah,
State in
and
Virginia.
then on top of that, he was an alum of Jackson State. He played on the baseball team, which means you know the HBCU culture, you know what it means to be a Jackson State Tiger. Then you know how to raise money and do sponsorships. What
Yeah.
more could you ask for? And if you're trying to, and we don't even know if he want the job, but Jerome just enlightened us that hey, we do have folks
Oh yeah,
that
without
are
a
out
doubt.
there.
Oh yeah. But I just want you to know the key person is still the president. The president will be the person that will make the call. I don't care how competent he is and because all that stuff you read is impressive. But she's got to make that call. And she's the number one person. If in fact Ashley is going to Texas Southern, the most important person is Dr. Gregory. She's the most important person because she's the one that's going to select who's going to fill that position.
Well, just rain on our parade, Mr. Ford.
No,
We
I'm
can
not. I'm
dream.
just saying it's protocol, and in the protocol, she's the number one person.
Okay, well, I'm just dropping this little tidbit in somebody's ear, and hopefully she goes and looks up Mr. Franklin.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, right now it's all
Say,
about her.
hey, where our programs, they're in a good space, but we could be better. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
let's get some more fundraising going. In this climate, with NIL, not only just NIL, but with the way that the states are cutting budgets, we need uh corporation sponsorships, and like Jerome was saying, like we need these matchups when we do decide to grace various cities with our presence. We need to be walking away with $1 million+
Oh yeah,
two
without a
hundred
doubt.
and fifty thousand in the clear for the band, 750,000 in the clear for the football team.
And I'd like to see y'all go back to Memphis without that damn what that man's name Jones or whatever his name is. Uh,
Fred.
yeah, bump Fred. I want Jackson State to go back to Memphis on their own accord. They don't need no damn which I'll call them promoters.
Jerome,
Yes.
why you broke the down? You just broke the whole chat with this one.
Hey, and something else that's
We
impressive
didn't even
about
know that
him.
that type of talent existed. You broke it wide open.
And you know what? I does this right. I actually research a lot of JSU alums, and we have a lot of other alums on his caliber, on his level,
Oh yeah.
across the nation. But I will say this: he's very impressive, also because he's so young. He graduated class in 2015, and he was an athlete, a student athlete at Jackson State. And that could bode well for relationship building with current student athletes, as well as attracting solid prospective coaches, if that's what he wants to do. So I feel like this would be a home run candidate. But if there are some other names that you might have, I'd love to see those as well.
Oh, yes, yes. Let
Well,
me go ahead
Jerome, Bro Brooks, like I said, you're gonna have 2 to 300 people apply for that job. If in fact that job come
well, go
open,
ahead and knock all of them out.
there are a lot of people gonna apply for that job, man. I'm serious. A lot of people gonna apply for that.
Alvin Franklin, come on down. What's your price? I mean, if we can't get the price, we can put in there one of those little prime contracts where you get a percentage if you get a corporate sponsorship, that's how Prime did it. True. That's how he was able to get his a little motivator. I think actually AD Robinson also has that deal in his contract. Whatever he signs in terms of like sponsorships and stuff like that, he gets a percentage of it.
Like,
So, because some people are saying like, oh, he's not going to want to come to Jackson State. We don't have enough money. There's always a way to make it to that point, right?
and to your
Oh,
point, Tamoda, as well as Mr. Ford, and oftentimes we have these discussions, from HBCU alumni, and typically we are looking for someone that brings some relationships and resources to the table. And with the brother's resume that you just read, with him having prior experience at Purdue and University of Houston, some other places, I'm pretty confident that he has some relationships and some resources that he can uh, facilitate and bring to Jackson State. And that's what we need.
hmm. All right. Let me see what these other names are. All right. Let me just copy and paste this because I can't see it. Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, Bro Brooks, I was just thinking, if
Okay.
Ashley does go to Texas, that's gonna be a battle between him and AD Golf, man. That's gonna be a battle.
I don't think it is because I don't think that other you talking about in football or just in athletics period.
I don't
Just
see
AD versus AD.
I don't see
Okay.
golf remaining at TV too much longer, Mr. Ford.
Uh,
I don't see AD golf remaining at Prairie View too much longer.
well, I don't get that feel about him, but I definitely get the feel about the football coach. Because I've always said, my word for him is he's auditioning. He's
Yeah.
auditioning for FBS. I haven't really gotten that feel with AD Golf, but I definitely get it with the head football coach.
You said you don't get that feel from him?
No, I don't get that feel that he's in a, in the quest to leave, in a hurry, but I do with the football coach. Because I think if maybe in the next 2 years, because he knows that in order for him to get attention, he has to dominate the SWAC. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to dominate. And I call it auditioning. He's auditioning for a group of 5 jobs, somebody that will offer him $800 to $1 million.
Mm. 1 to 10 ranking for Jackson State, emphasizing African American candidates, innovation, fundraising, revenue, national recognition, corporate relationships, and negotiation ability. Leon Jackson III, Pitt Deputy AD for philanthropy and engagement. Best overall fit. He has major gifts, donor development, premium seating, and revenue strategy. So that's probably one of the things that they would implement, of course, is the premium seating. Some old heads might not like it, but that's probably one of the things that they'll do, which is expanding that season ticket and making it so that you have to pay for it's not just going to be general admission.
Hey, let
Um,
me ask you this question. What did you think about? Remember, I used to see on television, Dion. This was during the Deion Sanders era. Remember they had the big red seats on the football field. Do you
Yeah,
remember that? What did
yeah.
you think about that? Did you think they should? Did they continue that or they cut that out?
We told him to come get them ugly ass chairs up off of our field. No.
So you didn't like that, right? You didn't like that.
I don't know. What did you think about it, Jerome? We did tell him
Yeah,
to come get them ugly ass chairs off of our field, though.
yeah. I was never a fan of those chairs, but I can understand and appreciate him trying to think outside the box to have like a field level experience. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
because the way I noticed it, you remember Rick Ross? When they interviewed him, y'all had a game on television, and he was sitting in
Right.
one of them red seats, and they interviewed Rick Ross, and I was like, oh, okay.
They ain't got none of those red seats over there in Colorado.
Well, they ain't got a lot. You remember Prime used to talk to God every day in Jackson. He got the boat and he stopped talking to him.
Oh man.
Oh, Mr. Ford. Um, Mr. Ford, stop. I'm trying to concentrate. Um, Thank you, Mr. Pittman, for my I'm gonna do shout outs for birthday. Thank you, Mr. Pittman. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. I can't see if I'm getting a donation because I'm on my phone. So, but I do want to say thank you so much for the donation. Okay. I done lost my train of thought because Mr. Ford was over there being messy.
That's the truth. Don't you remember?
I think we already have premium seating, so maybe they just need to highlight it or decorate it a little better, or we already have premium seating.
Yeah.
Like we don't. I mean, they do. They have like it has an umbrella, and they bring you the food, and But anyway,
Well, let me ask you and Bro Brook this question.
nephew said he seen it on the flea market in Pearl for $20.
Let Mr. Mona, you and Bro Brooks, let me ask you this question. If you had to pluck a AD from within the SWAC, who would it be?
If I had to pluck an AD from within the
Within
SWAC,
the SWAC, who would you pluck? Who would you take?
uh, so okay, my perspective is always the bottom line, which is raising money.
Right.
I have not seen any of the ADs in the SWAC successfully execute that space.
Okay.
So
None,
yeah, for
none.
that, I wouldn't take anyone.
I
Okay.
wouldn't take anyone, Mr. Ford. And like
Right.
people in the comments are saying Alabama A&M, but and kudos
No.
to Paul Bryant, but he was actually not the one that executed that deal for that sponsorship. That was Alabama A&M's president reached back. That was like a partnership that they had through their, I believe, STEM program.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I believe that was an extension of that, meaning the president went ahead and did some one, two, three. I'm not going to say that he wasn't integral in actually getting it to actually be executed, but I'm just saying, like, mm, he wasn't like bringing that in on his own accord. It was a relationship inside the university. We don't want any recycled ADs. We don't want any in-house ADs. Do you? Do you, Jerome?
Uh, I'm
Promote
being,
from within? Like, I think that
I'm
we
being,
need
so
exactly what I just named, like exactly what we just read down the list in terms of the
can you reread that list
having
one more time?
having PWI experience and then having also the HBCU connect. Like, oh, well, somebody does have, they did have him on here. All right. All right. Troy Austin is Duke Deputy AD for Development, Best Fundraising Pedigree, Power Conference Development, Major Principal Gifts, and Previous AD Experience. This particular list says Jason Cable of Alabama State, VP, Director of Athletics, already understands the SWAC while bringing fundraising, sponsorship, and branding experience. I haven't seen. Have you seen Alabama State bring in a lot of sponsorships to their programs?
No.
Now he was winning the
Commissioner
Commissioner's
Cup.
Cup every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was doing that.
Um, they would him coming to if he came to Jackson State, there'd definitely be some shaking up in certain areas. Oh, but this says it's the best proven HBCU fit. Already understands the SWAC while bringing fundraising, sponsorship, and branding experience. Eric Meth- Matthew Esquire, UMass Boston, Deputy AD for Development and Revenue Generation, a sleeper candidate, fundraising revenue background, plus a law degree that could be valuable in negotiations. God knows we need help in negotiations, right? There's some, with the Tennessee State debacle and stuff like that versus Jackson State and Memphis, like Jerome highlighted the importance of that.
Well,
Alan Green,
let me ask
uh
this
huh,
question
uh huh.
to you and to Bro Brooks. What do you think about if Ashley leaves and he recommends somebody? Would you pay attention to that, or would you say you're gone and
That's
let the
like when
door hit
Prime
you?
said that he recommended TC Taylor. Like, what? No. Why would we be paying attention to who you recommend?
So you would have no thought.
Why would you do that, Mr. Ford? You can't recommend if it's not gonna be you, you can't recommend nobody to replace you.
Some people do that.
Well,
I've been on coaching staffs where a coach took another job and he recommended somebody to take the job after him.
but that
I'm
was
just
a
asking you,
like
would you pay attention to that? And you said no.
Jerome. Would you pay attention to that? I would pay attention to not hire that person.
So I want to. Okay, I'm gonna defer. I'm gonna defer that question. Yeah, let me defer that one.
Well, I'll just say that you are cannot recommend someone to replace your job because at the time that you leave, your the needs of the school change. So what you think that we don't need anymore because we need more than just I'm going to recommend this person because they've been working under me and they know how the ropes go.
And it don't just have to be somebody that working. I'm just saying, if he were to recommend someone, and it don't have to be somebody that's working under him, it can be outside of Jackson State. Do you pay attention to that? Does that carry weight with you because of the fact that he's been so successful and he recommends somebody to you? Would you pay
N-
attention to that name?
Ashley Robinson is successful because it's him. It's his thought process. It's how he thinks, how he moves. You cannot teach someone some of these things that you can tell them all day long, but at the end of the day, that's him. That's his aura, that's his presence. That's his how he presents business. I would not, you know, that's like saying Coach Prime, he went undefeated 2 years in a row in the SWAC. He knows how to beat people. He knows how to recruit people. Take his advice. What? And his advice was Ed Reed. No, I think that it just depends on how he's leaving, right? Because right now, the way Kyle T. Mosley is being, it's kind of messy, right, Mr. Ford? We don't
Yeah.
actually know if it's
Oh, yeah.
true, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
We don't know if what he's saying is true, but it's kind of messy, Mr. Ford. You don't think so?
Yeah,
Thank you,
I'm just
Miss
saying.
Woods.
Listen, let me just say this.
So I do see
From
Mr. Ford.
watching Ashley, since he's been at Jackson State. Now, this is me.
Uh-huh.
If he were to recommend somebody, and I had the power to hire that person, I would definitely vet that person very heavily, because the one thing I do believe in: quality people recommend quality people. And so, if he recommended somebody, I would take that very seriously.
Um, our needs once if AD Robinson chooses to walk out that door, our needs are vastly different from what
Okay,
it is when he's here. Like Jerome has been highlighting um the donations, the sponsors. If you're so whoever you are giving a recommendation for, it has to be somebody who has done over and above in terms of donations, sponsorship, fan engagement, ticket sales. Like, you cannot give this recommendation to somebody who has never been an AD before, doesn't have any experience at the PWI level, doesn't have proven. This is not Jackson State's not a job where you can just figure things out as you go along,
I agree with that.
or
I agree with that.
this is
Yeah,
not that type of
yeah,
job. Like, this is
you're
not
right.
a Mississippi Valley,
Right.
UAPB. This is a job where if you are working at the Power 5 and you want to be an AD one day, and you know you can get that level of fan engagement at Jackson State, this is where you say, I'm going to take a leap and go be AD at this HBCU. I'm going to understand the HBCU culture. Like, people are saying, like, oh, we're in a frenzy, we're in a frenzy. Let's just keep it a buck. In terms of what Jackson State offers an AD, it's a pretty good situation,
Oh
right?
yeah, without a doubt. I think it's the top job of all.
This,
The AD job at Jackson State is the top AD job in HBCU football, and is one of the top jobs in FCS football.
And that's another caveat, because as we saw with AD Robinson, he did win like the FCS AD of the year
Yeah,
multiple
right.
times.
Yeah.
three
We've
times. Like, I think we've won 29. Let me get it. 29 SWAC championships. Like, his resume speaks for itself. But
right,
what we're in need of now is not necessarily that you've already laid the foundation. So if AD Robinson has laid the foundation, then you want somebody who's going to elevate the
right.
foundation that's already there, not start all over again, not let me change trajectory and do something different. We don't need you to necessarily do something different. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. What you're trying to do is say, how can I use this innovation? How can we do more fundraising campaigns? How can we get corporate sponsors already involved? Because you already have 30,000, sometimes depending on what game it is, like the Southern versus Jackson State. There's no way that I wouldn't have a corporate sponsor, even if the corporate sponsor was every other year when Jackson State versus Southern is a home game. There's no way I wouldn't have those corporate sponsors, which you should be able to get one for Alcorn State versus Jackson State and for Southern versus Jackson State. Even if they're alternating years, in which one year that corporate sponsor has Southern and one year that the next year the corporate sponsor has Alcorn, and it's like a multi-game deal where you alternate those two games. There's no way you don't have corporate sponsors for those types of games where you have over 80,000 in the city on a
And
given Saturday.
and Tomoto, to your point, the person who's going to be able to deliver on that is someone who corporate sponsors are going to look at their resume and say, okay, this is a respectable background. This is a reputable person. I want to be in the same room with him or her. If they don't come to the table with, to your point, previous success, no corporate sponsorships or sponsors will want to be in the same room with that person. That's just
Hey, Sherelle.
That's just how the corporate world works. And I say
Oh,
that
you.
because I've been in boardrooms, I've been in meetings, and these folks on the corporate side, they do their due diligence on the front end, well before the meeting, and they're researching these individuals, they're researching the leaders, and et cetera. And they're not going to agree to even meet with you if you don't come to the table already with some type of solidified experience and success.
Mm. Solidified experience, meaning I have been able to secure $10 million doing this. I have been able to secure X, Y, and Z, and they're going to want to see it. And then they're going to
Absolutely.
want to see your portfolio. How many impressions does Jackson State garner? How many,
Yeah.
what type of activations can we do during these games to imprint ourselves onto the game? Like, there's just so much stuff, so many advantages that Jackson State has over a lot of other schools. The schools have this sometimes, like during homecoming, but you have at least 2 to 3 games where you can utilize the advantage of having 30,000 in your stadium. People,
And
maybe.
Pomona and Mr. Ford, you know what's so interesting? When some of these HBCUs make an announcement that, okay, this is our new whatever, it could be within whatever leadership position, uh, that reputable person, uh, when news outlets catch wind of that announcement, they make their posts, the posts grow wings, and those wings land in certain spaces, certain offices. And that's the type of announcement that Jackson State needs. When
But
JSU makes an announcement that this
let
is
me
our
ask you
new
this
AD,
question then. Let me ask you
but
this question to both of you. And I'm listening to what you're saying. There was a guy that was recently removed from his job at Michigan. He was the AD. Would you look at bringing a guy like that to Jackson State? You know
No.
who I'm talking about? That was I can't. You know who I'm talking about,
You
bro,
talking
bro?
about the one that knew Sharon Moore was in there dilly dallying with the girl he
Yeah,
was
he
talking
was.
about?
Yeah, and
Why
they took
would we
him there
bring that type of
because
bullshit
of the
into
fact
our
I'm just listening. I'm just listening to, you're saying that he needs to be someone that's been on the top levels. This guy was at Michigan.
Mm-mm.
This guy was at Michigan. He was AD. Would you consider asking a guy like that to come to Jackson State?
No.
What
No.
about you, bro, Brooks?
I need to do some research on him. I'm not familiar with. Uh,
I
is he
can't
no
He
longer
remember.
knew
there?
Does
he knew
anybody
there was
remember his name?
misconduct going on. He knew
Okay.
misconduct was going on and he allowed for it to happen.
What
We
was his
don't need
name?
to
Do you
be
remember his name?
nobody's sleeper.
What's
Like, that's
what's his
like,
name? Does anybody remember his name?
no,
What's
but
his
I
name?
remember when they dismissed him.
Yeah, he was there. But I'm just saying, here's a guy. You don't get to college sports. You don't get no bigger than the Big Ten. This guy's been the AD at Michigan.
We not
Okay,
putting on Michigan's draws. That's nasty.
you're right. And what about both of you said something about bringing in corporate contacts. I'm quite sure that guy could bring in corporate contacts.
His corporate contacts might be not answering the phone.
So I'll say this. You know, the last 10 years of Jackson State, we've been through a lot. We've been through our fair share of stuff. We don't. One thing that we do want in any leader is great character and great integrity, reciprocity, great communication, interpersonnel skills, right? Those are some of the tangible things that we know if the next leader of athletics possesses, it's going to be successful. If someone who, like University of Michigan, et cetera, they have the experience, maybe they have still
Right.
those same resources, I think that's great, but I think character can be the downfall of anyone who, yeah, we need good character. And I do believe people need a second chance. People do deserve a second chance. But I think the character and integrity should definitely be something that you previously exhibited.
Right.
The ones that I previously exhibited. Let me see. Mm.
Yeah, 'cause we definitely don't want any more scandals, you know.
Yeah, that's not, they do have people that don't necessarily. There's Candace Story Lee. She's Vanderbilt Vice Chancellor and AD, SEC leadership, national recognition, fundraising, major facilities experience. She's probably not going to leave Vanderbilt. They probably pay really well.
Yes, they
Desiree
do.
Reed Francois, Arizona Director of Athletics, elite business candidate, enormous fundraising and naming rights accomplishment, plus legal training.
So she's a lawyer?
Uh, Harold Ellis, Morehouse Director of Athletics, interesting HBCU candidate, combines HBCU leadership with professional sports experience. I don't know, Mr. Ford, but from what I heard from you, your advice was possibly get somebody from Michigan who's got a cloudy past but does have the experience in bringing in money.
No, I was just listening to the qualifications that you and Brother Brooks was talking about. And what I'm saying is this guy probably got all them qualifications. He checks off all them boxes. Would you consider him? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I would. If he's, and you know, that's a good question as far as how do you judge someone's character and integrity on the front end? Like, are there certain questions that you would ask just, you know, casually as you're walking through campus and, you know, having tongue-in-cheek banter? Are there certain things that you would just kind of drop to test their character and integrity on the spot? I don't know. But, you know, with someone with an impressive background at an institution of that size, generating that level of revenue, I would hold a conversation with them. I would.
I don't know. I just feel like,
Commander said, "Nah, I'm good."
and I don't know what AD Robinson would do, but I feel like AD Robinson would probably want to elevate somebody that's been on his staff, right? That's been underneath his wing, has been learning, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like, in terms of what Jackson State needs now, we need more than that. We need someone who's been able to get multi-million dollar sponsorships.
And don't forget, you need somebody that's going to come in there that can get along with TC Taylor. Okay? Because if you get an AD in there and he and TC start bumping heads, y'all got a problem.
We need someone who knows how to schedule games,
Oh, yeah.
that
Without a doubt.
understands the HBCU culture, that understands we don't want to play North Dakota State,
Right.
or
No,
we're not interested in that.
no.
And if it works for some, right? It works for some. Like, I'm interested. They made the Tarleton State versus Prairie View. They made it like a bowl game, and whoever wins it wins a trophy, and it's like an in Texas rivalry type of thing that they got going on. That's what works for you guys. But let's just keep it a buck. Prairie View doesn't hang their hat on their attendance. They have subsidies that pay for their athletics. So, and then they have the money games. That doesn't work for our fan base, and we need someone that understands that. But I think that the key piece for me is that if you're going to have to go out and get someone other than Ashley Robinson and he decides to leave, then it has to be someone who's ready to take Jackson State to the next level and build off the foundation that was already built, not maintain it. We don't need a maintain, we need an elevate.
Let me ask you this question, and I ask this to both of you as Jacksonians, uh, Mr. Mona and Brother Brooke. What is the next level for Jackson State? Is it that you get your own network? Jackson State network? Is it that you build a new stadium on campus? What is the next level for Jackson State? I'm just saying. I'm just asking that y'all be specific.
Okay, I'll jump in. So,
Okay.
number one, the next level for Jackson State is being the preeminent HBCU that demonstrates athletic fundraising consistently. And that athletic fundraising is not primarily from the alumni base, it's from all stakeholders. If Jackson State is coming to your city or is within Jackson, and we're generating millions of dollars in economic impact, I want a leader who's able to navigate those circles and get those municipalities to understand our value and for them to reinvest back into Jackson State. I think that's what's going to differentiate our fundraising. In addition to reaching out to some of these parents and parents of former students, et cetera, it's kind of having a mixed omni-channel approach in how we fundraise. Number two, I will say that what's going to take us to the next level on what we look like is branding. I want Jackson State to not just be the number one brand among HBCUs. I want us to be the number one brand among, what do you call them? Those mid majors. I want us to be the number one brand among that as well. I want the next leader to be able to repair broken relationships with former JSU athletes, whether they be in the MLB, professional women's soccer, even even current Pro Football Hall of Famers. I want them to be able to use that brand to repair and strengthen relationships. And I'll land here. I think from an athletic standpoint, what's going to take us to the next level is a one team approach. The next leader for athletics has to be able to get everybody at the table, all these different stakeholders from NIL to uh, different fundraising arms, athletic booster clubs, uh, former student athletes. I mean, man, when you look at the last 20 years, let me say this. In the last 20 years, since 2000, Jackson State has been the number one HBCU to produce the most professional athletes in men's and women's golf and what was it, PGA and LPGA, NBA, NFL, etc. Use that as your leverage. Reach back out to those championship teams that Coach Kamaji had. Bring them back on campus. Celebrate them during pregame or celebrate them
Right.
during halftime, etc. Even with Coach Omar Johnson, he has some championship teams and some folks that went to the Major League Baseball. I need a leader to come in and use what you got that's already in house, and that's going to start with the folks that have matriculated through your athletic department and who have gone on to do amazing things. I feel that those four variables are going to help propel us to the next level.
Wait, before you land that plane, let me say this. Dr. Myers had as one of her uh, points, she said that she wanted Jackson State to have the largest enrollment of any Black university in America. Your thoughts on that, you and Mr. Mona? Should we forget that? Or what can we do to make what she started out or what she said a fact? Because that's one of the things she said. She said she wanted Jackson State to be the largest Black university as far as enrollment. Now, we all know the school with the largest enrollment is North Carolina A&T. So I'm asking you, should we forget that? Or what can we do to make that a reality?
I
Well,
think what we do.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
housing is probably one of the number one barriers to significant enrollment growth. But now we have the changes that are made in the Parent Plus loan, the changes that are made in the way financial aid is being dispersed. This is not, and we're getting, I want to say, is it Tiger Village? It's the old Palisades. The old Palisades is being renovated, and then McAllister Whiteside is being renovated as well. So Edwin Moore makes a good point, which is focusing on the increasing of online courses, meaning in
Yeah.
like expanding your enrollment by expanding the online schooling, which I think is probably one of your best bets, because you can't use housing as an excuse if you focus on your online degree programs. But I think that Dr. Gregory has that particular vision in terms of growing, but she knows that, there's things in terms of housing that has to be situated as in order to grow that.
And to piggyback off of that, Simona, anytime you're looking to be like the largest HBCU or just to have that growth, you have to have what's called smart growth. And smart growth is tied to sustainable growth. So you have to have triggers and things in place to make sure that the growth that you have is not going to exhaust your prospective students or your upperclassmen. And it's going to be sustainable long term with respect to at least the next 10 years. Your plan has to be sustainable. So that there has to be a plan in place, whether it's online or even taking the Morgan State approach. I know Morgan State and Howard and A&T, they've done a great job over the last 5 or 10 years of targeting, what do you call them, non-traditional students, as well as Black men who left college, not just their HBCU, but just college in general, and say, hey, whatever your reason for leaving, we want you to come finish your degree here at Morgan, and we have a fast track program for you. I
Right.
think we
Yeah.
should look into some of those fast track programs, things like that, because not only is it going to boost your enrollment, it's going to increase revenue from the cost and fees, but it's also going to boost your graduation rate, as well as it's a reputational good look as well. So I think it's an omni-channel approach that we can take to develop a sustainable, smart growth strategy.
Yeah, and Dem Boys points out that there's an enrollment cliff facing all universities in the U.S. And everyone keeps on talking about a 5-year and a 10-year plan, but I think one of Jackson State's biggest barriers, Mr. Ford, is the
Um,
inability to even keep a president past 18 months. We
okay.
couldn't even get a stable plan going because we had to keep waiting for IHL to appoint a new president. You know what I'm saying? We've been in
Right.
limbo. What would you say, the last 7 years? 8 years?
I would say since Myers left, and that was in 2016.
Okay. So, yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
We've not had a stable um,
And
president,
let's be clear.
which,
Let's be clear. That is uncharted waters for Jackson State. We have always had stable leadership. We've always had solid leadership. And when I say stable, I mean these folks would, remain at least, 8 to 10 years. So the last 10 years has been very new to us. But I tip my hat to all the faculty and staff that weathered the storm at Jackson State, and all the alumni, as well as the students who chose Jackson State, all the alumni and fans who actually stood by our side, not only through the tumultuous scandals, but also the tumultuous athletics. Kudos to all of you.
Well, I'm gonna end this with this last question. Right, what's your present enrollment? Are you at 7,000, 8,000, 10,000? Where are you?
Those numbers haven't been released just yet.
Okay, but what do you project? What do you think?
probably close to 7,000,
Okay,
75. It says, it, fall of 2024, it was 6,326. So I'm thinking it's more close to 7,000.
7,000. Listen, y'all have a good night, and Mr. Mona, I look forward to hearing from you Saturday night. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Bye, Miss Whitley. Bye, Brandy. Bye, Lady T. Bruh Brooks. Bruh Brooks, I've been summoned to Charlotte. I think it's next week. My sister wants me to come up and spend some time with her next week.
Okay.
So I gotta see. I gotta see if I can make it.
Okay. Well, if
Yeah,
you can grab my number from Timona, man, lunch is
yeah,
on me.
yeah. I'm gonna see if I can make it because I definitely want to get up and spend some time with my sister. Listen, everybody, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Good night,
All
Mr.
right,
Ford.
all right. Bye bye.
Okay, so Mason, he deserved to go when he talked about merging the schools. He was doing good. He was doing good till he talked about merging the schools.
So let me. Can I bring some clarity to that?
Yes.
So at that, I think Haley Barber was the governor at that time, and I remember the timeline. He called in all the university presidents to Jackson, and he told them there were going to be major cuts, financial cuts, and he asked everyone to come up with, I don't want to say a radical plan, but something kind of extraordinary to cut budgets, and it wasn't meant to be necessarily shared. Just kind of analyze it and get a little bit of high level feedback. From what I remember very vividly, is the things that he wrote down was actually compromised. Like someone saw it or they took it and they gave it to the media, and that's when it just kind of blew up. I
Well,
don't think
that should have never have even been a suggestion.
that's true. That's true. I don't know if this was a rapid fire type of request from Haley Barber at the time. Like he didn't give them a heads up as far as what he was asking. Maybe I don't know, but I am in agreement. He should not have done that. But I say that to say I honestly don't think he intended to uh, make it public. Number one, but number two, I don't think he actually intended to follow through or advocate for that at all.
Baby, that was the end of it. You talking about merging us with Alcorn?
Yeah,
That?
and you know what? President Mason, he said when he first came to Jackson State, he felt that a university president is only effective for only 10 years. He said after 10 years of them being there, they typically get lethargic and ineffective. So he had always planned to only be at JSU for 10 years. His master plan or his main goal was to be the president at Howard. But I must say though, aside from him making that recommendation or that coming out with that idea, we have to agree that he was very instrumental in increasing the academic profile, creating a fundraising culture at Jackson State, increasing enrollment, et cetera. So, and he was a good steward of the money from the heirs case. So
Was
we
that
have to,
2000? That was 2005, 2006, 2000, right? He was there too. I think I want to say that was my freshman year that he was there.
yeah. So he's been at Jackson State since Dr. Fletcher left. I think she was interim in '99. I believe he came spring '99, or
Hmm.
maybe fall or spring 2000. But yeah,
Yeah, we got him up out of there with that. You didn't shouldn't even have thought about that one. You should have kept that tucked in your mind and mind only. They got his ass up out of there like, oh no. But to that point, when we talk about growth of a university, we've not been able to have stable um leadership. And I remember when we were talking about what we would want to see in a president and um, leadership that we envisioned, and the ability to utilize people outside of just the Jackson State circle, someone with global identity on the board or in the ears of our administration, helping raise the global profile, because the dynamics has definitely changed, and so we have to be a visionary and not reactionary to things that are happening.
yes, we have
um,
to be very proactive. Absolutely.
so it'll be interesting to see in the next coming days what will transpire. AD or VP of athletics Ashley Robinson has not publicly spoken on the Tennessee, or excuse me, the Texas Southern debacle. um, the I don't know. The trumpets were loud a couple weeks ago, and now they're glaring. with all of the news
But
that
you know what?
came out.
Uh, Coach Prom said something uh, while he was at Jackson State during an interview, and even when he was at Colorado. He said Jackson State will be Jackson State was Jackson State before me, and Jackson State will be Jackson State after me. And I think that's something that we all need to remember, uh, just because of the culture that we have established. Regardless if he stays or goes, we will remain Jackson State, and we will continue to elevate. I do have faith and trust in our current leadership to make the the most impactful decisions with everything regarding Jackson State. So let's just remember that we will always be Jackson State.
Yes. And I would just quickly, if I could, just before you get off, I wanted to ask, because I didn't actually get to ask Mr. Ford, but I wanted to ask your take on this because I was interested in from an alum's point of view, if someone was hired at Jackson State and they were making statements in the media, you know, that the goal is not to the NFL anymore, the goal is to the Power Five. So I'm getting my kids ready for the Power Five. And this is in terms of Marshall Falk and his
Yeah.
responses given to Rich Nielsen. And just as a Jackson State, a proud Jackson State alum, um, if we could just, speak a little bit about how to respond to these things, because I think that that's one thing that I can say that I was proud of Coach Prime for doing when he had his feet at Jackson State. Now, that is how you show someone that you want to go to the next level. Prime was big upping the university where he was at, making it look good, making it feel good, and Colorado paid good, right? But it's been a lot of discussions regarding Marshall Falk and his words and how he deals with uh Power Four and Power Five's poaching talent. Like, that hasn't always happened. So I just wanted to hear your take on it.
Yeah. So my take on all of that, he definitely needs media training. Um, at some point, the university leaders at Southern University have to get a rein on him. Maybe it wasn't in his contract to say, hey, you are obligated to wear Southern University paraphernalia when you're doing public speaking. Like, I don't know if y'all remember when Coach Prom was a guest on the Tonight Show. I think, was it Jimmy Fallon, or it was one of those late night talk shows.
Jimmy
And he was,
Fallon, Good Morning America. Like,
yeah, like he would always show up with this really dope Jackson State jacket, JSU hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they need to get a rein on that. But I think with Marshall Falk is he fails to understand that there have been a lot of FBS transfers into the HBCU spaces, particularly the SWAC. And I think that he's trying to audition already for his next gig by making those type of statements. But what he fails to realize is that the folks that are at those, uh, you know, Power Four schools or, G4 schools, they don't want to hear their next coach talking like that, because they know if you talk grimy like that at Southern, you're going to do the same thing here. So,
especially at
um,
Group of Five, because
exactly.
Group of Five is getting gutted.
Yeah.
Power Four is getting gutted by Power Five. Colorado can't hold their recruits or their student athletes either. You want to know why? Because they go somewhere else to get a bag. So
Yep.
this notion that HBCUs are feeder programs, I mean, are we looking at the climate like it's the wild wild west? But do you think that they are focused on, why do you think Power Fours are going to HBCUs? Why do you think Group of Fives are targeting HBCUs? It's because the Power Fives are targeting their schools and taking their talent.
Exactly.
But
So
yeah,
I would, uh, You know, if I were an alum of Southern University, I would definitely be looking at this guy sideways. Just say that you.
SU now stands for Stepstone University. Okay. And so I actually would venture that Marshall Falk needs to go back and listen to what Prime's responses were to, well, how do you deal with I think they ask it on every damn show. Pivot, that one guy, he loves asking. How do you work with you know, the HBCUs not having the same facilities, not having this, not having that? Like, Coach Falk, you're literally Marshall Falk, NFL Hall of Famer. You're telling people on a public platform that the goal is not the NFL. You're literally Marshall Falk. You can't call NFL teams to come see your see your student athletes. They're going to be at LSU anyway. Why couldn't you not have them stop by your school? What are you going to do? Have LSU scouts come over there? Because that's what he's basically saying.
Yeah,
Your goal's not the NFL anymore. Your goal is LSU.
that's sad.
Like, you're
And,
literally Marshall Falk. You can have a team once a week at.
and what message does that send to your current players, the guys that you recruited? Like, how can they uh, honestly have pride, not only in the program, not only within you as the head coach, but how can they instill pride, you know, for Southern University? Like that, you're planting that seed that yeah, you're not going to be here long because you're all auditioning to get snatched up by a larger program. Like that's insane.
It's insane, but more so is the Southern alums who are saying, yeah, he's right. I beg your pardon? He's right. That's what the climate is. Huh? Okay, so if you're saying that student athletes, their goal is no longer the NFL, the CFL, the XFL, your goal is to go get a bag at the Power Five level. Who are you talking to? You're not talking to any student athlete that has an FBS offer. Why would they want to come to Southern in the first place? At that point, you must be talking to student athletes who weren't automatically offered an FBS offer, and they need some growth and development, and you're automatically not talking to those student athletes. I don't know about you, but Jackson State, when we talk about who we are competing against for our recruits, we're competing against ULM, USM, some of the group of five FBS teams. Those are who we're basically in competition with for student athletes. What Southernite said that's right? Edwin Moore, there's at literally like 4 or 5, and some of them are even on a podcast, and they're saying that what he is saying is right. We are that is the climate, you know, it's just the way of how football is nowadays. They're basically co-signing what he's saying.
That's sad. But it should let Southern know that this guy has no intentions of remaining there for more than I wouldn't even venture for him to be there in year 3.
You know
It's kind
what's
of like
even sadder? He's making $400,000 a year.
wow.
Oh, he's signed a 3-year, $1.2 million. I'm like, what did you say in the interviewing room versus what you're putting out now? There's no way in hell that you came to that table and said, I'm gonna get these players ready for the FBS. There's no way you said that in the interview room.
You know what it is, Simona? And I don't know if you uh, noticed this with a lot of programs, a lot of HBC programs. they have really wanted to duplicate the Jackson State model. And what they fail to realize is there's only one Coach Prime, there's only one Jackson State. And I applaud, Delaware State for their hire. Definitely, revitalize that program. Norfolk State, I mean, I see what they were trying to do in the Southern, but again, the JSU Coach Prime thing, it was like a match made in heaven. And there's only one him, there's only one us. And I think that it would behoove these other schools that may want to follow the model to understand that your next coach is not going to be a Coach Prime. And you need to make sure that whatever platform or spaces, resources, connections that this next coach has, they're going to commit to leveraging all of that for your institution. And I think maybe Southern missed the mark with relaying that
Maybe
to.
in the contract negotiations, it wasn't highlighted.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was.
And I felt like that is because when Colorado signed Prime, they detailed it out
Facts.
from A to Z. You will attend X amount of donor parties. You will attend X amount of other games outside of football. So that's why you would see him at basketball games. That's why you would see him doing all these different donors. Like they had Coach Prime is almost dead ass in a 360 deal.
Yeah.
Like people are saying in the chat, does this go away if he wins the SWAC this year? Does the conversation go away?
If Marshall Falk wins the SWAC,
Right. Does this go away?
it will go away because he's going to go away. That man is on the first train smoking on I-10, I-55, wherever it's. Look, that man is gone.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, let's call a thing a thing. If that brother wins the SWAC and or wins the Celebration Bowl his first season, he's going to take the first offer out of Baton Rouge.
Let me go ahead and oh god.
It's definitely going to go away.
Made a big time, Willie.
Oh my god, you.
Willie. Willie. He gone, Willie.
Wait a minute. Yeah, the conversation's gone because he gone. Won't see nothing but exhaust smoke.
Nothing but ass and elbows.
Oh my goodness. But you know what I find funny is Coach Prime said, "I'm here to." So he moved on from his mission at HBCU. So then he moved to, I want to elevate these coaches so they can get a better salary. I mean, they were supposed to elevate to PWI so they can get, I guess we need some more black head coaches. I haven't seen not one. Have you seen anybody get a head coaching job from Colorado that he bought with him?
Nah, because even the JSU alum from Valley who went with him, he's an assistant at Mississippi State. I guess he's still there. The other assistants, I know one went to UNC Charlotte, but he's no longer there. I think one went to Hawaii. Yeah, I don't think anyone is a head coach from Colorado. Yeah. No
Some
one
of them
black.
even had to come back down to HBCU.
Yeah.
I remember the strength and conditioning coach. I think he went to FAMU for a little bit. I don't know if he's there anymore, but
You talking about the
he
one that
was
came
on the
from Georgia?
220. Yeah, he said that they were on the 220 club saying, we need some milk. We need some muscle milk. Where is the muscle milk?
Wow. So he went from UGA to JSU to Colorado down to FAMU. Damn,
Oh Lord.
that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, Lord have mercy. So that's the only thing I'm saying, because if I'm in the living room and I'm talking to some folks and I'm saying I can get you to a power 5, you already are talking to a tier 2 level of athlete, because that means that that young man must not have any power 5 offers or FBS offers. If you are telling me you can get me to the FBS, that means whoever I'm talking to is not a student athlete that has FBS offers. Because why would I go to your school to get to the FBS if I already have a FBS offer? I'll just go there.
Mm, true.
Like, that doesn't make sense. The level you already dealing with kids that didn't get a FBS offer, which, I mean, you know, I would want to utilize hey, you're going to get your degree, you're going to be develop into some fine young men, right? You're going to get your degree. We're going to teach you how to be young men that can prosper outside of football. It's not just about football. Some of these young men are fathers. You know, there's more to just going to the NFL and the FBS. And yeah, if you want to go to the FBS, give us your best here. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to have kids on my team that already got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Plus, Southern has kept a lot of their seniors have been at Southern for 4+ years, and a man of caliber like Marshall Faulk. Are you going to be able to um, be competitive against FBS teams? No, but you should be able to be competitive against other FCS teams, because that's who you're playing. You're not playing Georgia or Alabama.
I think that first game in Birmingham is going to answer a lot of questions. Is
Versus
that the same?
Alabama State.
Yes, that's going to answer a whole lot of questions.
One of the highest paid coaching rosters in all of the SWAC. I think he got 1.2 coaching just for his pool.
Is that the same weekend as the game in Nashville?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's saying nobody is like Prime. And that's right. Nobody is like Prime. But if you can go in these interview rooms and tell folks, which I know that they have to be telling folks that, which is, I want to be just like Prime. I want to do what Prime did. They want the reap the benefits of what Prime did and what Prime got, but they don't want to put in the work.
Right. And I mean, another reason why he's not like Prom, the type of team he assembled for that fall 2021 season was remarkable. Um, Vic and Falk, they're not even in the same realm of
That is
assembling.
true.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you can say that you want. This is what I would do. The coach at Indiana that just won the national championship, I think he was previously at some school in South Carolina before Indiana snatched him up. If I were an HBCU, I would try to find a head coach with that level of expertise and level of
Mm.
recruiting. And I would
Mm.
want my coaching staff to, if that Indiana coach is hosting some type of camp or coaches symposium or whatever, I would want my entire staff there, because to me that's a more realistic goal than hoping to get another Coach Prime at your school. 'Cause it's not going to happen.
Prime recruited to win immediately, similar to T-Jack.
Oh yeah,
Well, I would also venture to say at that time, Prime's method of recruiting was unheard of in the SWAC.
yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but there's no excuse. I
yeah.
don't want to hear that I can't compete with Power Five because nobody told you to compete with Power Five. You're supposed to be like you're supposed to be focusing on your SWAC opponents. And he just basically said, "What are you going to do about it?" And he said, "I'm not going to do anything about it." And it's like, huh? Instead of
Mm.
saying, "Well, hey, this is my pitch. We can offer some money, right? They can offer something," but he's just saying, "I'm not offering nothing." Is like, so are you saying you're not offering any NIL, any type of compensation package? That's not what your aim is? Because if that's what your aim is, good luck.
Have
You
their
don't have
have their season
go ahead.
tickets increased?
Huh?
Have Southern University season tickets increased, like the number sold, or just general interest? Has that increased at all? And I only ask because, and I've been saying this since
Picture
2012
it.
when we played Southern and Jackson. Southern's fan base is really falling off. Um,
Yes. Roman Banks
even
destroyed that program.
yeah, even when Southern was winning with Odoms, and they were playing in those back-to-back SWAC championships uh, at Alcorn, etc. They their fan base it still wasn't the Southern of old. Like most of us who were in college, in the 2000s, we remember Southern coming to Jackson really strong. But I don't remember. I think the last time Southern really came to Jackson strong was probably 2008 or 2009. No,
Mm.
yeah, maybe 2010. I know that but they didn't. Their fan base didn't reach the horseshoe like they normally do. So
Mm.
it seems like most of their fans have turned into LSU fans.
Oh.
So for me, if I was Falk, um, if I'm not seeing that old SU guard coming back in droves, I would be concerned, as far as the level of support. And that's why I say that Birmingham game for Southern is going to answer a lot of questions because if they don't go to Birmingham like 20,000 strong, I know what time it is.
Mm. So I'm going to play that excerpt because for some reason Edwin Moore seems to think that maybe I misinterpreted what he said. I'm just going to see if I'm not tripping. I'm going to play it for you guys. I don't think I'm tripping off of what he said. I think I pretty much highlighted it pretty well. I don't think I misinterpreted anything. Let me see. Is it on there? Choo-choo. Okay, here it is. Add to stage. I don't think I misinterpreted it. Now, I might have misinterpreted, but I don't think so. I don't think I did.
How do you do that? Through the roof. How do you keep up with the money game though at Southern University? How do you do that?
Oh, well, I'm not trying to keep up. I'm just trying to get my kids to the money game. The money game is in the FBS. You got to be in the power 3, 4, or 5 to really make the kind of money. I mean,
So
I remember.
you tell this to the kids when they show up?
Yes, Rich. I mean, I remember
Mm.
trying to get to the NFL as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got guys 29 years old trying to get a year of eligibility in college just because he doesn't want to take a pay cut going to the league. Carson Beckett's making less money. Beckett's making less money at Arizona than he did when he was at Miami. Through the roof.
How do you keep up with the money game though at Southern University? How do you do that?
Oh, well, I'm not trying to keep up. I'm just trying to get my kids to the money game. The money game is in the FBS. You got to be in the power 3, 4, or 5 to really make the kind of money. I mean,
So
I remember.
you tell this to the kids when they show up?
Yes, Rich. I mean, I remember trying to get to the NFL as fast as possible.
Mhm.
And now you got guys 29 years old trying to get a year of eligibility in college just because he doesn't want to take a pay cut going to the league. Carson Beckett's making less money. Beckett's
Right.
making less money at Arizona than he did when he was at Miami. Through the roof.
How do you keep up with the money game, though?
So he said he don't want to keep. Okay, so yeah. All right. Well, that's what he said. He said, "How do you keep up with the money game?" He says, "I don't." A better answer probably would have been, "You know what? I'm straight up with my kids." You can tell Coach P has mentored him because he speaks before he thinks. No, he does not think before he speaks. The exact opposite. He does not think before he speaks. Ooh, y'all stay out of them LSU home games. That is embarrassing. If it's a Southern home game, you need to be at Southern. Edwin, they said that y'all been over there attending LSU games. Say it ain't so now. That's not even the right question to. That's not even the right answer to ask. How do you keep up? Keep up with who? I'm in the FCS. I'm in the SWAC. I don't have to keep up with the SEC or the Big Ten. I'm keeping up with the SWAC. We're developing young men over here in the men. I can I can bring just as many NFL scouts to practice as LSU. See, Edwin? Like, and even if Southern doesn't have any money, y'all excuse me, even if Southern doesn't have any money, you as Marshall Falk should be able to bring the money with you. That's a part of the Coach Prime package. No, not at LSU. Jackson State would never be at a USM Mississippi State. Definitely not an Ole Miss game. With Lord have mercy.
That is
We're
why I
developing
said,
young men. Huh?
yeah, and that is why I said earlier, Jackson State, we're just different. Like Coach Palm is just different. That's why that relationship was just, it was what it was. Again, to your point, you won't see our fans at those PWI games. That's not in our wheelhouse. We don't even have an appetite. But even if there was another PWI in Jackson, that ain't happening.
It's not happening.
Not
We're
at all.
not doing that. That is so disrespectful. But Dre points it out. He says Southern doesn't have any money, so he's trying to get the good players to leave as the head coach of Southern. And then
Mm.
there's Southern fans who are like, yeah, he's right. We don't have any money. He's right. They do try to steal our players. Like Coach Prime said, we may not have any money, but the HBCU culture is something to,
Yeah,
behold. He said,
that's
I'm gonna get these young men money, meaning we're able to get deals, real NIL deals. We're gonna get the opportunities to go to the NFL, which is why he was calling the scouts to the practice. But even post prime, we have scouts come to Jackson State practice all the time. I
exactly.
seen some at FAMU's practice. The Dallas Cowboys has 4 HBCU alums, maybe more, on their current roster right now. Kobe Durant from South Carolina State, which he played against us in the 2021 Celebration Bowl. James Houston, Jackson State. Um, Isaiah Land of FAMU and Marquise Bell of FAMU. That's 4 HBCU players on one team on the Dallas Cowboys. That's just embarrassing to hear him say stuff like that. They said Peter was a true salesman. Falk is a youth pastor. Well, Falk needs to get some of that that snake. What is it? Snake oil salesman. Some of that needs to rub off on him because he's not selling it. He
Yeah.
didn't even have a Southern shirt on in that interview. He had on Hall of Fame.
And, you know, going back to your point, that's one thing that Prime did well. He made it clear, yeah, we don't have a lot of the same resources or money, but we do have the culture. And he talked about, you know, if you ever do not want, you know, the number one pick to, you know, go to an HBCU, don't tell them about an HBCU homecoming or something in that realm. And he was just saying that's what sold, you know, Travis Hunter. So all these, you know, the former NFL coaches, whatever, they have to do like Prime and really sell their school's culture or the culture of HBCUs. You can't sell us short like that, man. That's
You and it doesn't do you any favors either because that was part of the whole entire ploy of Coach Prime was that he literally had Jackson State. I mean, it got kind of sickening, which I guess it still lives on with Shador, and I'm not sick of that at all, which is every day there's something in the news about Shador Sanders. It's just anything. He didn't speak to a reporter, they're going to report on it. He threw a ball and he missed, they're going to report on it. But with Jackson State, it was like Jackson State players are dancing on the practice field. Jackson State players got into a tussle. Coach Prime got into a tussle with the coach. Coach Prime said that y'all don't have no that y'all should have bought your own water to since they ran out. Like literally Jackson State was in the press every single day, which that bought in social media engagement, like it cycled through. But like Marshall Falk is taking a totally different route. He's not even promoting Southern like that. The promotion of Southern, if you are interested in getting another job, is that's part of showing that you can package and you can market. Recruiting too. Like Prime said grandma didn't start passing out until they were down 30-0. Y'all still falling for that fake ass shit. We're not falling for it. We're just saying he made it look good. We're saying if you want to be like Prime and you want to go to the next, elevate to the next place, don't shit on the place that you're currently at. You need to at least make it look good. Because, like Jerome said, those folks are looking, right, Jerome? You said that the Power Four and Power Five are looking at how you're speaking on your
yeah,
current situation.
and yeah, absolutely. And he has to understand you are always uh, interviewing for your next position in
Mm-hmm.
your current role. So again, he needs some media training. He needs somebody better in his ear. But yeah, he's got to understand if he has aspirations of going to the next level, that interview process starts now.
Falk wants to be head coach at San Diego Aztec. Marshall Fault. Lord have mercy. Baby, that Southern game is going to be something else, Jerome.
I'm about to run the
Marshall,
job.
man, what?
Oh yeah,
We looking to beat their ass. What, that's going to be the eighth time?
yep. And that's why I said, you know, that first game with Alabama State, that's going to answer a lot of questions.
In the words of Mr. Ford, I hope they beat the shit out of them. The Southern game will be a snooze fest. Trey, I can't wait. Hey, talking out the side of your neck. Let me get it. Ayo. Or wait. Let's do go home in the. We should be able to tell them to go home by the second quarter. Go home, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home.
And that's the whole purpose of them hiring him in the first place. They really want to beat Jackson State.
I cannot believe that that's why they hired us or hired
Absolutely.
Marshall Fault was to beat. Hey, can you beat TC?
Yeah.
Dre, nobody said any. Nobody else said anything about any of these logos on this page, and it is after midnight, and it is my birthday.
Happy birthday, Pomona.
Yay! Yay! Thank you. No cake, because Braxton said that he would be sad if he had to go to bed and we had to get the cake going. So I'll eat the cake. Anime, maybe Saturday. Saturday, I'll eat the cake.
Pomona,
Uh,
what's your favorite flavor?
um, vanilla. Yeah,
No,
vanilla
okay.
or buttercream vanilla. Yeah, yeah. So, I had fun tonight, y'all. I'm so mad that we didn't get to talk about the Marshall Fault with Mr. Ford because I was waiting on, but I think Marshall Fault. I think he was gonna let Marshall Fault slide again. He was gonna let him slide again. He only he didn't stop giving Southern the business. Only reserves that for the MEAC. But Brother Jerome, do you have any announcements of upcoming anything that's upcoming soon?
Yeah, so just be on the lookout. The JSU alumni will release a Know Before You Go video, letting JSU fans uh, be made aware of all the JSU themed events in Nashville, the official colors, the host hotel, the alumni mixer, golf tournament, all of that will be in that video. So we hope to
They're
have that
having a
out there.
golf tournament in Nashville.
Yeah, it's a lot of events.
Who was
So
throwing the? Okay, so I'm not trying to be messy, but I am kind of trying to be messy, but I'm not trying to be messy. Who is throwing the golf tournament? Is that an AD tournament or is that the alumni tournament?
I can find out. Let me find out tomorrow.
Because I'm not also trying to be messy, but I am trying to point it out. But I'm not trying to be messy, which is that the Texas Southern Board of Trustees meets the day before our game. So I I would love to know about the golf tournament details. That's a lot. I mean, it's really suspicious. I don't know why they chose that day to do it, but
Yeah.
I know that the alums are definitely going to want to be around other fellow alums, especially the alumni mixer. They had a really dope it wasn't the official alumni mixer because the venue was too small to hold everybody, but the alums were able to find a spot with other fellow alums in Vegas and it was really really nice.
Okay.
Really really nice. Like there was a lot of alums from all over.
You're saying alums.
Stock talk over the timeout might be his final swing at JSU. Oh God, Jerome.
I know.
I'm so
But
excited about that. Know before you go.
absolutely. But we're not gonna focus on that. This is Timona. This is your time. Hope you make a have a wonderful birthday. Get
Yay.
a wonderful wish, and may this next 365 be even more blessed and amazing than the previous.
Yes, thank you so much.
Uh, I'm not gonna hold just past 12 o'clock. But hey,
Yes.
everybody have an amazing evening, and we'll see you on Saturday. Be our love.
I love- Thank you so much for coming on, Jerome. Listen, I know that we've had probably like over probably 1,500 comments in tonight's chat because y'all are messy. God. Nephew be the main one. Talk about fix the messy people. And be the main one. Oh, Lord. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. Did he start the rumors or did y'all start them? Oh my God. Oh, oh, Lord, please. I did not start the rumor, okay? I might have repeated it vaguely, but when they busted it wide open, of course I'm going to talk about it. Listen, I was going to say, I thought the last I talked to AD Robinson, he said that Jackson State is home. This is where he wants to be. It ain't even been 2 months. I'm going to post the interview from AD Robinson that was done at SWAC Media Day. He said this was home. And now we getting all these talks and he's leaving. He gone. I just talked to him. He ain't, he ain't taking a step down to that hellhole. I was finna say Texas Southern is not a good job. A job that I would want to take as an AD because they just really got a clinch on every move that you do. They'll overrule you. They don't listen to what your recommendations are. I mean, if you want to go to the city of Houston and you want to relocate, then okay, now I understand it. You're going because you want to go to Houston. We don't need to give nobody another raise, and them damn lights still ain't fixed. I thought that they were fixed. That's why we having night games. Who going to the AD office tomorrow and ask? Don't be messy. Don't ask him that. Just, he's still doing his job in his capacity. He's still posting who wants to donate to building championships. He said, y'all stop sharing, stop talking about the rumors and start donating. That's what he said. Stop talking about the rumors and start donating. That's right. 29 and holding, 35. Forever young. I wanna be forever young. I we can just be he's leaving because of pay. Why do y'all think that Jackson State pays low? Where are y'all getting that from? AD Robinson probably is one of the highest paid ADs. We pay good. He just got a raise. He has a nicely built contract that he renegotiated. When was that? I think that was the year. I think that was the year of the championship. So don't do that. Don't act like he wasn't getting the money now. Don't do that. He renegotiated his contract to where any uh sponsorship that he is able to secure, any and all sponsorship that he's able to secure, VP and AD, he's paid well plus incentives. I mean, we can't say what he wanted, but I thought it was pretty nice over here. AD wants oil and gas money in Texas. Are they paying AD in oil? Okay, so all money, in the words of Coach Prime, All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. Oh God. God have mercy. Texas Southern ain't got no oil money. They can't even pay for tents. Oh Lord. I don't know. That's just something to pull out. Like Texas Southern, you know, they don't have their stadium together. They just went through a whole bunch of debacles over there selling fool's gold, ain't it? Maybe Texas Southern was tired of Jackson State winning and said, "Let me come over here and mess this up real quick." How would you like to come to Houston? If you want to leave, baby, go ahead and walk out the door. I mean, what you want us to do? Beg back?
He made a big time Willie.
Don't want us to beg.
Willie. Willie. He gone. Willie. He made a big time Willie. 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 He gone. Willie.
Whose backyard did they agree to play in? Listen, A.D. Robinson's gonna land up over there at Texas Southern and be playing over there at the local high school. Russell Haynes, we don't even know if he's leaving. He might stay. We don't know. Some folks are saying the folks who are saying it's a done deal are really weird because that's what happened with Fred McNair. Like, it's not a done deal until the board of trustees votes on it. And the board of trustees hasn't said yay or nay until the 28th. So, you're kind of in limbo at that point. You definitely don't want to get into a situation like Coach Fred McNair, who had a memorandum of understanding that he was going to be hired, all for the Texas Southern Board to not ratify his contract. So, yeah. Ooh. Okay. So, I will see you guys on Saturday. Um, yes, if you would like to look at Kyle T. Mosley's conversation with Terrence of the Defender regarding what they know so far, or allegedly what a source told them regarding the negotiations. Um, you can't say that a deal is done until the Texas Board of Trustees ratifies that particular whatever it is. And at this point, that has not taken place. So until you have that vote, nothing is concrete. Me personally, I would not even have accepted anything from the president until I heard from the board of trustees. And I would have made the board of trustees move that timeline up. Because if you're not going to ratify me, then, like, I need to get going. If I'm going to be the AD, we have one of their biggest, the Labor Day Classic is coming up for them. Then we have the John Merritt Classic for us. So let's go ahead and speed this up. Go ahead and make your choice and just be done with it. Yeah. So there's that. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Whitley, for promoting for me as well. If you would like to make a donation, birthday donation to the channel, all that information is located somewhere. Oh, there it is. If Braxton is with me on Saturday, which I hope he's not with me on Saturday, but if he is here with me on Saturday, then we're going to do the cake. I'm thinking he's going with his grandparents this weekend. Hopefully. Yeah. So. Y'all be blessed. I'll see you on Saturday.
I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I don't know. The clouds hang low. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord. Lord, why so this day? But He knows one day from me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see, so I'll just say, thank you, Lord. I won't complain. But He is so good to me. He's been good to me. More than this world all you could ever be. He's been so good. But He knows one day from me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see, so I'll just say, thank you, Lord.